Couple months back, I made a video reviewing Jurassic World Dominion. I made two mistakes in that original video. First of all, I lied to my audience saying that I would do a face reveal when I never really actually did, thinking it would get me views, and well, that really didn't work out. And secondly, I made that video right after I had seen the movie, so my opinion really hadn't simmered that long in my head, and now that it's been a couple of months, I feel like I can give a genuine and honest review. Originally, I was going to do a face reveal in this video, but then I realized that I can't actually do one because I don't have a tripod anymore, so we're just gonna be giving a more honest review this time around. Yeah, sorry guys, it kinda ruined the joke. I think even in my original review, I called this movie Jurassic World Dominion because it's a very, very mid movie. And even today, I would describe this movie as that it really just feels like 2 hours of nothing. There is not much substance at all to this movie. One thing that does not at all help this is the acting. The acting in this movie is probably the worst it has been since Jurassic Park 3. And the issue with Jurassic Park 3 and this movie is that the actors do not feel like they're trying. It feels like they're just there for a paycheck. And it's not just the acting that's lazy, it feels like the writing team just did a few drafts and that was it. There was not a lot of thought put into this movie's script. Or plot for that matter. As you've probably heard a million times by this point if you've heard any other review about this movie, the main threat in this film is not dinosaurs, it's bugs. And not the Looney Tune bunny either, although that would have been a much, much better movie. And while that Bugs Bunny thing was kind of a joke, I gotta say, there's some lines in this movie that really do feel like they came straight out of a cartoon. Like, for example, in one scene, Ellie Sattler says, "He slid into my DMs." It wouldn't have been good if anyone in the movie had said it, but for Ellie goddamn Sattler to say it, of all of the characters, of every single one of them, it's like having Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man randomly say in No Way Home, "Mega lols," like shut the fuck up. And not only that, somehow a movie about dinosaurs roaming the world, meanwhile bugs are literally going to make us go extinct. It's somehow a boring movie. I don't know how they do it, but somehow this movie kinda gets lame really quick. I mean, for the most part, the dinosaurs are cool, but like whenever the main cast is on screen, it's just not fun. I'm gonna say it over and over again, the human characters in this movie, for the most part, are just so unimaginably bland. The only character I think I like is a new character they brought in named Kayla Watts. She is about the only one I care about here. I've heard people praise Malcolm, and honestly, he's probably the best of the main three, but still, he has his moments. Hey! Like that, for example, he's being faced with a gigantic Giganotosaurus and he just says hey so nonchalantly. But I gotta admit, I do like his ridiculousness sometimes. In fact, I gotta admit, when the movie is not being cartoony, the silliness that it brings is actually really entertaining. Like this, for example, when Malcolm makes the Giganotosaurus turn into a literal dragon. As silly as it is, it's creative and I like what they did with it. Speaking of creativity, a lot of the dinosaur designs in this film are very unique and different from a lot of the other stuff we've gotten previously. My personal favorites are the Therizinosaurus and Pyroraptor, although the Atrociraptor and Giga are both pretty good too. A lot of people shit on the Giga's design, and I can understand why, but truthfully I enjoy it for what it is. One thing I didn't like about the Giga though was how Colin Trevorrow weirdly compared it to the Joker. I don't know what he was smoking when he decided to say it just wants to watch the world burn, but it doesn't. The Giga's actually fairly normal in the movie. Really, I think there was a lot of other dinosaurs that could have been given the role of the clown, but the Giga is not one of them. But going back to things I disliked about this movie, Maisie was, like, just so goddamn annoying. In Fallen Kingdom, it was really hard to like her because she has this really stupid plot thing thrown in. And in this movie, it is not done much better. In fact, I actually think it's done worse. Don't get me wrong, Isabella Sermon's a good actress, but I think that this movie really portrays her badly. She's just annoyed at everyone all the time, which in turn makes her very annoying. Oh, and speaking of the writing team, they really screwed Maisie over because she probably has my least favorite line in the entire movie. There's a scene in which Maisie, Alan Grant, and Owen are trying to get Beta back, and to make Beta like quit going crazy or whatever, Maisie puts out her hand and really cringily says, stand down, and I hated that. I hated it so much. But I think that's gonna have to do it for my review of Jurassic World Dominion. Overall, I think this film is the weakest of the World trilogy, but it definitely has its good things about it. Like, for example, we're all going there to see the dinosaurs, and the dinosaurs are pretty cool. I think going into this movie just to see the dino action is probably the best mindset you can have, and that's kind of what I went into this movie for, but I also cared about the characters, and it really feels like they just kind of threw them away for this movie. But you guys can tell me what you think of the movie. Do you agree with what I said, or do you think it was the best thing to ever be put to cinematic screens? Now for an ending gag, I'm going to show you an alternate cut of that Tobey Maguire thing I did earlier. Yeah, you remember that joke? We're going to be bringing it back and putting a little bit of a spin on it. It really isn't a spin, it's just a new take, but whatever. It would have been cringy to have anyone say it, but to have one of the main trio do it, it's like having a She-Hulk series, but randomly she starts twerking with Megan Thee Stallion for no reason. Oh wait, they did that?